Hey Cajon drummers, thank you very much for sticking around for what is an extremely overdue Cajon lesson. So as a quick update for you, I am in Japan now and this Cajon just arrived yesterday, so extremely excited to just get stuck into it. Let's go and get started on today's Cajon lesson. So we'll come back to the overall groove in just a moment. Firstly, let's focus on that exercise. Now, this first section is like a roll up. So what I mean is, we've got 4 strokes with the fingers, and then slap, slap. That's our first little exercise for this video, and I want to get this in early. Don't forget, you don't need a Cajon to practice this. Simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, finger, 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 slap, slap. So if you're just at your computer or somewhere else and you don't have your Cajon with you, please feel free to get a head start on this groove. You can always practice. And that will transfer beautifully onto the Cajon when you get there next. And now I'm just going to bring that roll-up exercise into the tempo that's probably the target for this kind of groove. So just on its own, that is still a really cool exercise to work on. You'll probably use it in lots of different grooves, not just this one. Okay, we're already up to step 2 of putting this groove together. We're going to make a roll down. So almost exactly the same. Instead of 2 slaps on the snare, we're going to finish it with just 1 bass on the end. Okay, that's the 2 main ingredients sorted, right? So let's put together our first bar of this groove. I'm also going to put a link down in the description so you can follow along with the sheet music as well. Just at the moment, I think it's easier to practice if I leave that gap just after beat 4. So next I'm going to speed it up a little bit and we'll keep practicing on from there. And now just a little bit faster, filling in the gap after beat 4 so that we get a nice loop happening. If that's still feeling a little bit difficult right now, I would recommend just going back and sticking to just the roll up exercise on its own and the roll down exercise on its own. Just practice them in pieces, putting it all together without having, you know, a nice comfortable feeling about going and will make it a little more difficult. And remember that even that roll up is useful in tons of other grooves that you might want to play. Let's muck around with beat 2. So the previous video where we first heard this groove, the second bar sounded a little bit like this. So here's a slow breakdown of that groove. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. So I actually really like the combination of that groove with the first roll-up sort of groove together, but just to show you a few different variations, I'm going to play the roll-up groove and then a different second bar each time, just to give you an idea of how you can manipulate this and play with it in your own way. So that brings us to the end of today's Cajon lesson. Thank you again very much for watching, and if you have any comments or questions, please jump down below into that comment section. I'll be around there ASAP, making sure I can get back to everyone, especially if there are some things that you'd like some more details on. So